Hello everyone, my name is Zhang, or you can call me Effie if that's easier to remember. I'm a PhD student at University of Bristol under supervision of Dr. Emma Slay and Dr. Eleanor Pantano, who are just sitting there. My research is about interacting with human-like robots, which is also the topic for today. Okay. This is my adorable cat. I would like to introduce him to you. And he's called Toby, and he's a British short hair in the color of white cream. And I can feel how much he loves me every day. So whenever I go to the office and come back late, I can feel he worries about me. He blinks on me like, "Why do you come back so late?" Just like what my mom did when I was a teenager. Okay, if you just carefully listen what I said, you will find I use he, personal pronoun, to indicate my cat, and love, a human-like descriptor to describe my cat's behavior. So in psychology, this is so-called anthropomorphism. So that is, humans have the tendency to attribute human-like characteristics, properties, or mental states to non-human entities. This is an universal common phenomenon that people can humanize everything in everyday life, such as cars. I believe some of you will give a nickname to your cars. Pets, just like what I do. Brands, and of course, artificial intelligence. Nowadays, many robots come with human-like design. So the first picture is Wall-E, which is a very famous movie character. He has eyes and wants, and he has voice and can talk. So these are human-like characteristics embodied in the robot. And the second picture is the customer service chatbot, which was used by the fashion brand Victoria Beckham. So as you can see, she has the human name Victoria Beckham, and a human picture as profile image, and a human-like language style when talking to customers. So customers have the feeling that they are actually talking to real Victoria Beckham when shopping. So these are the examples of anthropomorphic design of artificial intelligence in the market. Human-like design of AI has been found to have a lot of advantages in service provision. For example, when served by a human-like service robot versus non-human-like service robots, customers are found to have more trust and higher satisfaction with the service providers. And nowadays, so anthropomorphic design of AI has been considered by companies as an effective tool to be more competitive in the market and more attractive to their customers. As you can see, the global market size of humanoid robot is predicted to be getting bigger in the future. But is it always beneficial as expected? Here I use perceived responsibility of service outcomes as an example. So just imagine you have wasted an hour waiting the hotel reception to get you check-in, just because the hotel reception typed the wrong booking numbers into the system at the beginning. That happened to my friends who traveled to London last week, and she complained to me about the stuff for an hour as well. So in her opinion, the employee is an independent person with an independent thinking and have the capability of intentional behavior. And therefore, the employee should take full responsibility of the mistake. But back to the robot. This picture shows an accident in South Korea that a woman's hair was eaten by a robot vacuum cleaner when she slept, which is really, really horrible. But people blame less on the robot because they know the robot is controlled by programming or a logarithm, not itself. So the scholars have revealed that when a service failure occurs, the robot customers have more tolerance for the service robot than a human employee. But what if the robot is human-like? What happens when people think the robot has its own mind? So this picture is the robot for food delivery in Guangzhou. a southern city in China. So she has a human-like body, face, and hairstyle. But unfortunately, in 2016, 3 restaurants employing such kind of robots in Guangzhou to have closed down because of robots' failure in their service duties. So the scholars have found that anthropomorphic design will make people feel that technology has its own mind and have a capability of control over its actions. And in this case, it is proposed that customers have less tolerance for a service robot when it is human-like. So this is part of my research on how human-like characteristics projected on robots affect human-robot interaction and companies. Do human-like features always facilitate interaction and companies as expected? In what context or conditions this kind of characteristic may backfire to the interactions and companies? So for companies, instead of blindly following a trend of humanizing the robots, these are some kind of questions worth considering before making a decision. Okay, before ending my part and moving to Anna's part, I would like to ask you a question. Looking at these 2 robots, do you think they are gender neutral or they have gender identity? The only difference is the length of their hair. So one is long hair, one is short hair. Okay. Some of you may say, okay, it's gender neutral, or some of you may say, okay, it is female gender or it is male gendered. This picture was used in social psychological research in Japan, and the research shows that humans are actually very sensitive to the gender of robots. Anna will take over this part to talk more about robots and the gender of robots.